For your floor bridges, what you're going to do is you're going to want to have something to cushion you just a wee bit. A mat is great for this, or doing this on carpet can also help. You're going to go ahead and lay on your back. Once you're there, I want you to make sure that your feet are hip distance apart and that your toes are pointing as straight forward as you can get them, and that your foot makes a tripod on the ground. So your big toe, your pinky toe, and your heel are all connected to the ground. From there, I want you to make sure that your knees aren't coming together. Press them out a little bit. It'll create a little bit of tension here. That's good. You want that tension. Get your core engaged and turned on. So one way to do that is to think about your rib cage and your pelvis. You're pulling a string that pulls them together. Once your core is set and tight, you're going to go ahead and you're going to press down in your heels, keeping the toes on the ground. You should feel that start to light up the back of your legs, like it's trying to do something but not going anywhere. You're going to use that tension and you're going to intentionally squeeze your butt to lift your hips in the air, like so. Once you're there, give it a look down. Make sure that your ribs aren't flaring. Everything is pulled together, right? You're going to lower down with control as a unit. There are some instances where you might have people tell you to come vertebrae by vertebrae. This is not one of them. I want everything in your torso to move as a unit. So press through the heels, squeeze your butt, use the backs of those legs and those glutes to drive up, lower down with control. It can often help to have your hands at your side. It'll help stabilize you. If you're feeling tension in your shoulders, palms up is a good way to alleviate that. Breathe out on the way up. Now, if you're going to weight this movement, you can go ahead and put a dumbbell, medicine ball, Bulgarian bag, whatever you have access to here. But you're going to want to make sure you hold it because they roll, and that's dangerous. So set yourself up. Everything's tight. Everything's lined up the way it should be. Knees, toes, hips all in one line. Core tight. Press through those heels. Lift. Lower down with control. Breathe out. Now, if you wanted to make this movement a little harder, there are some things you can do in addition to adding weight. You can hold the top of your position for more time. You can move through the entire motion slower, doing like a 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, things like that. I wouldn't necessarily recommend working with tempo with this protocol because the volume is so high and it's just not going to be fun. It'll create some serious muscle fatigue. But it's something that you should know if you decide to do this movement outside of the protocol. Another thing you can do is you can always add a single leg or a kickstand variation of this so that one leg is working harder than the other. If you do that, you just need to make sure that you alternate, as in keeping the reps even. So if you wanted to do a kickstand variation, you would go ahead and have one leg set up, and then I like to come onto the other heel, and then you would drive through this leg. 80% of your weight is over here. 20% is here. It's just for stability. So this would be a kickstand a kickstand floor bridge. And then your other option would be to go single leg. Single leg, I find, for me personally, recruits my hamstrings a lot more. So it's up to you. I recommend starting with the basic variation. You can add a little weight. If you find that that is not challenging enough, then I would progress to the hip thrust, which you'll see in the next video for the purposes of this protocol.